Hey guys, it is just about the time for the most chaotic reading month of the year. That's right, it's August. Hey guys, if you are new here, welcome to the Book Path. I'm Nicole, and if this isn't your first rodeo, thanks for sticking around. Like I said, it is time for August. So many ups and downs with that. One, it's the birthday month for me, so yay! Two, I'm actually going to be turning 40 this year, so not sure how I feel about that yet, to be honest. Highs and lows with that one, I guess. But it is what it is. And as far as reading goes, for me, it is the most chaotic month of the year. This is a month where I have so many reads, I must be crazy. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you about the two book clubs that I will be participating in, as well as the two readathons that I will be doing for the month of August. I'm not going to state which book is going to fulfill which prompt for which readathon because we would be here all day. There are a lot. There are 19 books for the month of August. So I think I'm going to save the prompts and readathons that I use them for when I do like the wrap-ups throughout the month. You'll get a little bit more of like the synopsis of the book. So like I said, this is just going to be a little bit about the readathons as well as what I plan to read without going into as much detail for that. So to start us off, I am going to be participating in Book Club Unlimited. This is a brand new book club. It just started in July and it is hosted by Rye from over at Rye's Reading Corner. I will link that down below. She had this great idea to base a book club off of all of the Kindle Unlimited books that you can get, which works fantastically because I have quite the backlist on my TBR for Kindle Unlimited, and this is just going to help me get through that. So for the month of August, she has selected A Trial of Sorcerers by Elise Kova. I have seen many of the Elise Kova books in other videos in the bookstores. They are just beautiful, beautiful covers, and I've been really interested in picking one up. I just haven't had the chance to yet. So this is going to be my first Elise Kova read, and I am really looking forward to it. After that, we are going to be having our return of Final Book Support Group. Once again, this is hosted by Steph over at Steph Loves, and I will leave a link to her readathon announcements in the description box below. This is basically a book club that pops up now and again, whether it be a 24-hour, 42-hour, 72-hour, week-long, or month-long, sometimes with prompts, sometimes without. This is a book club designed to help you tackle all those wonderful series you have started but have yet to finish. So she will be hosting this from August 7th through August 13th. There are prompts to be filled with this readathon. I believe there are 7 in total, as well as a few little things that you can do for Instagram or Twitter for your posts. So that is another one I will be doing. Next, we are going back to Aurelium. That's right, it is time for the autumn equinox classes and the return of my crazy mind deciding I wanted to do 2 characters. For those of you that don't know, Magical Readathon is just like it sounds. It is a readathon based on a magical world created by G over at Book Roast. It is fantastic. The artwork is extraordinary. You basically develop a creature or you basically develop a character, and you take this character on a magical journey or quest. We are now at a magical school, learning all things magical, spelly, arts, everything. It's been a blast. And I, of course, like I said before, am crazy enough to decide I wanted both a male and female character and all the joys of reading and challenges that come along with it. Magical Readathon will be a month-long readathon for the month of August, and we shall see what's new for our characters. So we will be trying to continue our path for my Earthling character Azraelyn Earthstone, and for my elf Farron, we are going back, and Azraelyn is going for her next rank as an herbologist, and Farron is going to continue his studies as a beastmaster. So we will have to be reading quite a few books for alchemy, restoration, elemental studies, animal studies, So it's going to be interesting because this is the one where you have to do your O's, your Q's, or your D's basically. Are you distinguished? Are you qualified? What is your ranking, or how many books do you have to read for each prompt? So I'm going to be tackling all of that. And the prompts have changed for autumn from spring, so there will be a whole set of new prompts to fulfill. Also in with the Earlium Academy, we are focusing on studying or summoning implings with our new, I think he was like the Defense of Dark Arts class, black and white, so forgive it. I mean, awesome artwork. But basically, this will be something that we have to tackle and read. I think it's 6 or 7 prompts to summon your impling. However, once again, you can combine prompts, which is something I am going to be doing like crazy this month where it counts, to minimize the number of books that we're going to have to try to get through. And finally, Trope-ical Readathon rears its head again. Have I completed this readathon yet? No, I have not. Do I challenge myself to try to make that a different outcome this month? Yes, I do. So we will see. I have learned the lessons of maybe how to pick my books a little bit better, and size-wise to maybe pick books that aren't 500 or 600 pages like I have in the past. And for those of you who are unaware, Trope-ical Readathon is a month-long readathon. You basically join a team, whether it be team fantasy, romance, sci-fi, mystery, I think nonfiction and poetry. There's a bunch of different teams that you can go to. I will leave a link down below. You join up the team. Each team has 2 books to choose from for a book prompt, as well as 2 other prompts to choose from. This time I will be joining Team Mystery, Thriller, and Horror. I know I cannot believe it myself because this is not my usual genre. However, the book choices that they had looked fairly interesting to me, and so I decided to go with that team. Also for Trope-ical Readathon, there are regular prompts that you get to choose between, 2 prompts for each square on the board. There are, I believe, 15 regular prompts in total and 2 team prompts for a total of, I believe, 17 prompts. Yikes. So like I said, being able to read one book and fulfill multiple prompts on multiple readathons is going to be strategy in and of itself, because for Trope-ical Readathon, you cannot double up your prompts. You can for Magical Readathon, and you can for Final Book Support Group. So that is going to be the fun trickiness of planning this month's TBR. With all that set in stone as far as what I'm doing, and once again, you can check out the links down below, see if there's something that tickles your fancy that you would want to participate in, challenge yourself a little bit, go crazy and do them all like I am. We'll see. But with all that, let's get to the books. So in June, I picked up my first Alice Hoffman book, which was the prequel to the Practical Magic series. Sadly, I'm not continuing that yet, but I did find another Alice Hoffman book, and that is Here on Earth. I believe this is more of a contemporary romance, but I really did enjoy her writing style, so I'm curious to see how she does with that. Next up, I ended up picking up Heated Rivals by Katie Roberts. I believe this was previously released as 3 individual, I think, novellas. This is the bind up of all 3. I like Katie Roberts for her Dark Olympus series. This is not part of that series. This, I believe, is a contemporary 2 families kind of at odds with each other, enemies to lovers story. It had a really pretty cover, so I took it home with me, and that is another one that I will be tackling for some prompts. Next, I will be reading the ebook Blood Orange by Karina Hale. I believe this is part of a duet, kind of Dracula inspired, and should be a little spicy, so we shall see how that one goes. Next up, I will be taking my first chance with a Colleen Hoover book. This is Never Never by Colleen Hoover and Taryn Fisher. It's kind of a, I don't know if it's an enemies to lovers, but it's kind of like a first love, space has happened, now they're back together. I've never read a Colleen Hoover. Obviously, I know that she has made the rounds on Book Talk, YouTube, everywhere. So I have not read her yet. So this is going to be my first dive into the Colleen Hoover universe. Next up, I'm going to be reading the ebook The Panty Project by Danielle Torella. This one just sounded hysterically funny. Kind of a bit of, I guess, a girl looking back on past relationships. I'm not sure, but it did sound a little funny, and so here we are. I will be adding that one to my list. After that, I am going to be tackling The Alchemist, The Secrets of the Immortal Nicholas Flamel by Michael Scott. This is an older series that I kept seeing when I worked in a bookstore. I know it was very well known and loved amongst people who were Harry Potter fans. I never had a chance to read it, or to read it, but one of my friends said that it is one of her favorite series, and I ended up picking this up at a discount store. So we're gonna go ahead and use it for some prompts and see if we like it, and we'll delve a little bit more into the series if we do. After that, we are going to The Magicians by Lev Grossman. Yes, this is the one that this series that started on Sci-Fi. I believe you can watch it on Netflix now. It's based on these books here. I did read The Magicians years ago, and I was not a fan, but absolutely adored the show. Loved the show. Like, it is one of my most favorite shows of all time. So I thought, you know what, we're going to go ahead and re-get them, and I'm just going to not only reread The Magicians, but continue with the series and see how we go from there, and see if maybe I like it now that I better understand the world and the magics and how everything works. Maybe I'm going to like it better this time around. So we're going to tackle that one. Next up is Trial of the Alchemist by Trevor Mellinson. This is actually one that I believe is up for the SPIFFBO Awards this year. It's going to be my first official SPIFFBO book that I'm reading since all the books were announced. I believe it was back in June, I want to say. I have read one or two others that are on there, but I read it before the announcement. So I'm going to dive in and try to see if I can read a few of them before the awards are handed out. And this one is up for the mix. Next up after that, I am going to finally be tackling 50 Shades of Grey by E.L. James. This was one that was on my 40 before 40 list. You know what it was, is I worked at a bookstore when this was released, and everybody just flooded in to come and get it. And it just felt so hyped that I just never really wanted to read it. But I feel like since I've been reading a lot more romance and smuttier romances, I do kind of feel like this is canon in that field or that genre, and I just need to kind of read it. I have not even watched the movies. So I know the concept of it. I know kind of what it's about. So other than that, I will be going into it fairly not really knowing all the little nuances of the plot, but I've got the general gist. Once I am done getting my dosage of Mr. Grey, we will be moving on to The Discovery of Witches. I had this in ebook, but it was on sale during the Amazon Prime days. So I ended up getting the trilogy boxed set. So I now have a physical copy that I can tab up and go from there. I was a fan of, I only watched the first season of the show, and then I stopped myself because I really wanted to read the books first and then go back to the show. But this is basically a witch comes across a book, and there be more to her than meets the eye. She has to team up with a vampire, and there might be a little forbidden romance there. But it's basically her importance to the world of witches and vampires and other supernatural characters. And I believe it does delve into a little time travel as the series goes on. So I will be very excited to go and read that one. Also, for the team challenge for Trope-ical Readathon, this one I will give away the prompt for. And for that prompt, I have chosen White Smoke by Tiffany D. Jackson. This one appealed to me. It felt like something that I could handle a little bit better than other horrors. And it's basically your haunted house scenario and how this family will or will not survive inside of it. So, like I said, that will be the chosen book prompt for the team mystery, horror, and thriller. After that, I am going to tackle I haven't decided yet if I'm going to do For All Time by Shauna Miles or The Three Body Problem by, I think it's Shin Liu. I'm not sure about pronouncing that name. But basically, both of these have to deal with, I know this one, I think, deals with a man and a woman who love each other lifetime after lifetime, and just kind of going through the processes of that, and how I think maybe they never end up together. But hopefully this lifetime they do. The other one, I'm not so sure about. I've heard the Three Body Problem is going to be made into a new series on, I can't remember if it's Netflix or Amazon, but it's dealing with different timelines, different political things, different just things in general. But I think what's going to be the deciding factor for which book I choose for this is going to be what else have I read in time, because I know that the Three Body Problem is a thicker book. So we'll see how we're doing, and we'll know which one after that I end up picking up. After that, we have two little fun books, and that is The Midnight at Madame Leota's and The Grim Grinning Ghosts by Amicus Arcane. And these are obviously tales from the Haunted Mansion. These are based on the actual attraction ride at Disneyland, which is one of my favorite rides. And so I thought these would be a little fun to do. Plus they are super thin, so I hope to get through them quickly. I do have another little surprise tie-in with these books that I hope you guys will enjoy. So stick around for a special little video review of these and another little surprise. After that, I will be doing A Shade of Vampire by Bella Forrest. This book I read many years ago, and the only thing that I can really remind myself of is it was a girl on a vacation. She gets like kidnapped by vampires or something, and what I liked is she actually fought back and did the things like I would do if I was in that scenario. But there is romance, there's vampires, there's, whatever. And this is the first book in a very long series. So I'm looking to tackle it again and see if it's as good as I remember and if it's worth investing the time, because I think this is like a 70 book series. I mean, it's a huge series. So we shall see about that. And then after that, I will be picking up Queen of Myth and Monsters by Scarlett St. Clair. This is the follow-up book to the King of Battle and Blood. It has vampires. It's a curvy girl romance. It's just a very interesting world. I haven't liked it as much as I've liked the Persephone and Hades books, but I do want to kind of see where she takes it. Obviously, there will be spice involved, and we'll just go from there. I will also be picking up The Choice by Nora Roberts. This is the last book in the Dragonheart Legacy. I have had this on multiple TBRs, but I am hoping August is the month I finally get it done, and then I can be done with the Dragonheart Legacy. I am enjoying this trilogy. It's in a magical world in Ireland. There are dragons, there are witches, there are all sorts of wonderful supernatural creatures in an Irish setting, and it's beautiful. So looking to finish this one up. Finally, I am looking forward to reading Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros. I have seen this making the list everywhere. And everybody has been coming back saying that they really enjoyed it. My mother-in-law ended up getting it. She is just finished reading it, so it will be heading my way, and I will be joining into the fray and giving my thoughts on this book. I know there are dragons, there's a dragon riders. I think there might be an enemies to lovers romance in there. Like I said, I don't really know, but that is all of it. So in total for the month of August, there are 19 books to tackle. It's going to be about 7,200 pages that I am trying to tackle for the month of August. Daunting, yes. Are we still going to try for it? Absolutely. So we will see how that ends up, which books get used for which prompts, because obviously there is going to be a lot of doubling up, possibly tripling up. I think there might be one that fulfills even more prompts than that. So I look forward to it. I am going to have a lot of fun. I know both my kids go back to school that month, next month. So it'll be the first time that I kind of have the house to myself. So that might help me in getting a lot of these finished. But that is basically it for the month of August. Let me know if you have read any of these in the comments below, which one stood out to you as your favorite, or which one you're just more interested in learning about than the others. Also, let me know if you are participating in any of these book clubs or readathons for this month, or if not, what are you doing? Are you just staying low key? Are you trying to just stay hydrated in probably the hottest month of the year? Just let me know what you guys are up to, what you guys are reading, and I hope you guys are having fun and staying cool. And I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Bye.